Folks, let's do this.
But if you look at the verse carefully and then look at the Hebraic word for sentence of hisdom, it means that the sentence there is for a reason. Once the crime is committed, the evidence of it is there. The sentence should be carried out speedily. Not wait till May 1st. It ain't no coincidence that you whores picked May the 1st to come out with that so-called verdict. That's what you all call Illuminati Day, the Devil's Day. You pick that day. The children are tired of y'all. They told all you civil rights all-stars, get out the way. We'll get some freedom and liberation ourselves. They say we all going to be free by Tuesday. By 5 p.m. Tuesday, it's going to be all over. Hey, now using that as a euphemism, watch them punks go on heightened alert. Kevin Caminance and all them county y'all all the way out there scared to death. Because you all know you picked on the children and your conscience jumped involved. So now we're on heightened alert. Oh, they're coming to Towson Town Center. Oh, they're going to take our tennis shoes. Ain't nobody thinking about you whores out there. They fighting the whores in this town. Organized prostitution is what it is. Listen, y'all, let me do this. I ain't got no script. I'm going on what the Almighty give me to go on. You see, evil people do evil and get away with it sometime, and then they appear to get stronger in the pride of their evil work. It's almost like a pimple. It pop up on your face, and at first it just hurts. You don't really understand it. But as you watch close, it begins to grow and it manifests till it comes to a head. So even though they appear to be muscling and knuckling up with the people, showing up, right now, the Almighty letting you build up your forces. Build it up. The Almighty understands you ain't getting away. Commissioner Batts said at the church a couple weeks ago, I believe I'm doing God's will. We believe it too. But because your God, as the scripture defines it, is the God of this world, we look at the book close, it is Satan. We're not fooled by you all. How can you continue to give orders to murder people and not one single indictment has been brought down after years of murdering black people in this town? You mean the police are always wrong?
Wow.
You mean a whole entire community has conspired to lie on the police department? Young brothers told me yesterday that narcotics officers run through their community. Said, what? What you doing? Don't make me get out this car, because you know we ain't playing fair. That's what the brother told me this. He said, what you mean you ain't playing fair? Shut up, punk. I'll put this dope on. And pull a bag of dope out of his own pocket. Come on, man. How long you think them babies gonna take that? As far as the mother on the news that beat her own child, while we understand that, Mom, there's an element of ignorance that you hold that you must come to understand. He is a young man. He's got to leave your bosom every day and go to school. And between your front door and the front door of the school, it's a trek. And he can encounter the police and it be his last encounter. That's the frustration that young man and all the other young men and women were feeling. Because they know many of them are law-abiding and they get stopped and they get beat. And this does not make the news.
David Johnson.
Channel 11, you all ain't worth squat. Channel 2, Channel 13, Fox 45, all the rest of you all, you are not worth squat. You are liars. We watched you. You all won't tell what's happening in Baltimore. You will not tell it. Listen to me, Baltimore. You got to hear this. You all need to go online. Look up the Greater Baltimore City. I'm not lying. I'm not making this stuff up. They make policy and position papers on every aspect of life, from energy to healthcare to planning and project development, public safety, illegal affairs. They have their hands in everything, right down to education. Let me see if I got this straight. Let's slow walk ourselves through the history of all of our lives. Let me see if I got it straight. You closed down and moved the factories out of Baltimore, overseas, wherever you put them. So Pop working one day, next day he ain't got no job. Pop go to retire, you done looted the pension fund. Grandma can't afford the house no longer. Pop worked hard all his life, died broken hearted. So now you foreclose on Grandma. So Grandma can't afford to pay the house, so Grandma got to get out. After foreclosing on so many grandmas, you leave 16,000 boarded up in abandoned houses in this community because the people cannot afford to pay. You give big developers, big corporations, multi-million-dollar a year tax break, sometimes tax-free. And then you say, we'll get the money back from the poor people. We'll get it. We'll rob them. They'll pay. So then you increase the gas and electric rates. You increase the water rate. You increase the automobile insurance rates. You tax that. Then you tax cell phone. You do everything you can. You squeeze the poor people till there's nothing left to get. So now grandma dead, brokenhearted. Here come mom, here come dad. Dad ain't got no job. Dad believed in what Pop taught him. Go to school, get an education, get a job. He do the best he can. Dad got 1 or 2 babies. Dad marry mom or don't marry mom. Mom struggling with dad, trying to raise children. It cannot be done. Then you come back, you shift down on them. You bust down education. Every 5 or 6 years in Baltimore, you were reconfiguring education. You dumbed the babies down. You kept right on doing it. It sort of reminds us of Ben and Willard. If you ever seen those movies, Willard had a pet rat named Ben, and they were real close. But then after a while, Ben learned to read. And Ben realized that Willard was getting ready to get on him. And Ben taught all the other rats. And all the rats turned on Willard. So I say to you, Willard, Rawlins Blake, I say to you, Willard Bat, I say to you, Willard City Council, I say to you all, the rats turned on you. Is that what you call them? You call them thugs? You call them chumps? You call them cowards? The rats turned on you. But you all don't want to talk about the rats that you all put out there at the front of that movement. Every one of you community satellite organizations that's down there running with the mayor, you all are a bunch of rats. You come out there with that manure and blame our people in the heart of the community and tell them that this is their fault. Go ahead, clown. You were running around in the city with the front wheel of a dirt bike up in the air just a couple short years ago when we tried to educate you. We told you stay away from them people or they'll make a clown out of you, but you refused to hear us. Sick of you. You're a Tom with the rest of them. And if any of you jump in my face, I give you my word, there'll be consequences to pay. Young people said they gonna protect me. I respect that. But I have the respect and the protection of Almighty Yah. So I'm not afraid of any of you. Wow. You all are clowns. You all murdered those children. And you thought they weren't going to stand up. CNN and everybody else came in this town and would not tell what all was happening. Listen, before we branch out and get international, let's deal with the media and government in the Greater Baltimore Committee's membership list. You got to understand something. This is why our story ain't being told. If all of them sit up as businessmen, directors of these large corporations, it's made up of over 500 different corporations in the Maryland region alone. They put public policy in place, then you got to get a copy of their annual report or go online, look at their media and government guide, and see if every local media in this area, as far as I know of, with the exception of the News Networks Analysis Project, is a member, which means they all got to be saying the same standard party line. They all got to be running from the same lie, the same frame of reference. This is why all the clowns and the cowards, like Tyrone Powers and all the rest of them, can get on TV and keep on commenting on things and helping white folks murder their own people. I remember having the brother's book in my file, Eyes to My Soul. I read the book and thought it was garbage, so I threw the book away. The sister of ours in the community gave me the book again and found its way back into my library. This time it's going to find its way out and I'm going to burn the piece of crap. Because see, you ain't helped the black community. You helped yourself. Ain't no children first, it's Tyrone first. And the community needs to understand that. You do your job. You with Homeland Security. What about Homeland Security for the Native Americans that were the original inhabitants of this land? Where was your Homeland Security then? I tell you where it was. Your granddaddies and grandmoms were in the bottom of a boat, Tyrone. Don't forget that. And you can comment for Fox 45 all you want and set it up so that your own people can get murdered. You need to understand, young people despise you. So you ain't no example for them to be looking up to. Jamal Bryant, all the rest of y'all running them clergy response teams. Let me say this to Baltimore. Leave them out there. Leave them right where they at. You now know what they are. Leave all of them there, and I'll tell you why. There's a formula for spies in your community. Once the spy's identity is overblown or their cover's blown, overexposure forces replacement, meaning they'll move them and shift them to another location where now you might not be able to see what they're doing. It makes
like you'll see it's senior
Let's hear some more, folks.
Getting no media time. They ain't getting no face coverage. They giving it to all the people that are playing on their team. We ain't out saying commit no crime and do no wrong, but people have a right to self-defense. And when you will not defend the people's lives, the poor people stood up and realized we'll defend ourselves. What is that to comment on? What is that to run back to Maxa about?
Well, folks,
so you all got to watch them. You got to pay strict attention to them. You need them out in front of the media. I'm telling y'all, you now know where they are. You now know who they are.